Hey guys, this is Henry from OBEDIA PC Audio Labs. Today we're going to keep working with our series of Pro Tools videos. So, I know you've been waiting for this one, and here it goes. Parallel processing in Pro Tools. How do you do parallel processing, and especially, how do you do parallel compression? Okay, this is a technique that a lot of people use in vocals, in drums, in a lot of instruments. Okay, parallel compression. As you might know, you can do compression in pretty much any processing on your inserts, right? That's a serial processing. Now you can do things in parallel, meaning that you get a copy of the original signal, you process that, and then you blend it with the original. That way, especially when you do parallel processing, parallel compression, you can raise the overall level of the source without having to, push up the fader, right? So today we're going to learn how to do parallel compression, especially on drums, okay? Once again, this applies also to vocals and other instruments, but for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to use a drum track that I have here. So here it goes. Let's listen to these drums. Okay, so you get the idea, right? So it's a rock drum kit going on. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch to our mix window. So we go window mix, and here it is. It's our drums. So in order to do parallel compression, we're going to follow the same procedure that we applied before to create a send. So we go on our sends list or a sends column, click on an empty send, and then click new track. We're going to make a stereo aux input, and we're going to label it as DRC, CMP. So drum compression, okay, or parallel compression. Create, and as you saw, Pro Tools just created a send called DR-CMP for drum compression, and it also created an aux. Where that copy of that signal is going to be fed to. Now we need to go ahead and insert our compressor on the inserts, and we're going to insert the BF76, so the Bump Factory emulation of the 1176 classic analog compressor. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and set this release as fast as we can, and this attack as slow as we can. And let's go ahead and make that ratio, let's go 20-1. Something really aggressive. I'm going to go ahead and leave that here. Actually, I'll close it. We're going to open this send. And for the case of parallel compression, my advice, right, is that you go ahead and set the send to pre-fader. Okay, that way you can play with the contribution of how much you send to the compressor and how much you leave as far as the dry signal, and they won't be linked to each other because it's pre. So here we go. Really quick, I'm going to press play, and I'm going to start adding that send, and we'll see how this compressor reacts. So, check this out. That's our dry signal, right? But I can add that compressed in parallel, and the drums are going to sound huge. Check it out. Compared to that, right? So you can play with how much you send to that compressor, and you can play with the actual parameters of the compressor to make the compression even more aggressive. So when you add it in parallel with the dry drums, the effect is way more audible. So let's do this. I'll go ahead and pull down the dry, and let's just listen to the actual compressed drums. Let's make them really compressed, really obvious. Okay, so now that we have that, let's go ahead and open our dry drums again, and I'll add the processed or the compressed drums slowly till it sounds the way I like it. Awesome. So check it out. I actually liked having the compressed version actually louder than the dry drums. So, it sounds fuller. It sounds heavier for sure. It kind of sounds like the player's hitting harder, right? So that's how you do parallel compression in Pro Tools. If you have any other questions, please call us from OBEDIA PC Audio Labs and we'll be happy to help you. We'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Want to learn how to produce music using this, or using that, or using all of these? Have you been watching videos, reading manuals, blogs, and trying to figure out everything that it takes to be a music producer? Do you have a bunch of music gear that you purchased and you still haven't made any music? Well, then you need OBEDIA, the world's only one-on-one digital audio training and tech support service. Check out the link below for a special new subscriber offer.